Okay. Hey, welcome to yoga. We are going to have a stretchy class today with a sneaky bit of strength, not too much. Get yourself comfortable on a block, sit up nice and tall. So get rid of the bony parts, or find the bony parts at the bottom and move all of the other bit out of the way. Sit up nice and tall, allow the hips to open up. So let those knees come down. If you find that your knees aren't quite reaching the floor and that is not good for you, then prop up with cushions so that you can really just relax into it, okay? So we're sitting up nice and tall. We're thinking about that really nice long spine, shoulders up towards the ears, and then just roll them all the way back and down. We're just finding a little bit of movement through the shoulder space. Just beginning to settle in. Taking a moment here. And then when you're ready, just take the shoulders in the other direction. Okay. Settling in just for a moment. Taking those nice deep breaths. Beginning just to slow everything down. The simple act of breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to start to take back some even breaths here. If my pattern doesn't match yours, do your own. So before we start, just loosely engage through the core. Think about lifting through the crown of the head, really thinking about the separation between the vertebrae. Take one last roll of the shoulders, bring those shoulders right up towards the ears, and then drop them all the way back down. Give yourself a little bit of a move, a little bit of a shake, and then pause in a position that you can rest in. Closing off the eyes if you would like to do so. I'm going to take a count for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment as the breath returns to its normal pattern. Just focus in on an intention for today's practice. This could be a reflection on the day, the week, the month that you just had. Maybe you're looking forward, or maybe it's the here and the now. When you're ready, take an inhale, bring the arms nice and high above the head. Take the gaze up to lift through the chin, open through the throat. And as you exhale, bring the arms all the way down, stretching, pausing as they extend away from you. Take a moment, take another inhale, reach the arms away. Take the palms to the ceiling. And then bring the arms back above the head. This time round, draw the right arm down, left arm's going to come over. Come back to center, lift that right arm up, separate the arms, spread the shoulder blades and reach those arms to opposite sides of the room. Bring the arms high, reach up, lift the chin, open the throat, spread between the fingers. Left hand comes down, right arm is going to come all the way over the top. Okay, let's come into a more swaying movement. Right hand can come down, left arm can come over the top. And then just working, seeing what feels good for you. Find that really nice fluid motion. Next time we get over to the right hand, we're going to stay, lift up through the left. Left hand comes towards the ceiling. Really think about anchoring that left sit bone down and finding that stretch through the left side. And then that left hand is going to come down towards the right side. So perhaps you can take left hand on top of right. Perhaps you're up on a block if that's more comfortable for you. Perhaps the hands are side by side. I want you to turn the gaze round to the right side. Push down through the hands to get that left sit bone back onto the block. Take a nice breath here. And then walking the hands through center. And then over towards the left-hand side. Take that right hand down on top of the left if it's comfortable, side by side, or up on a block if that's more comfortable. Really find what feels good. Pushing down the hands, find that anchor point on that right sit bone to the block. And then begin to lift that right arm, open the chest to the front, and then take that lovely side stretch. Okay, bring the hands back to the right sides. Let's switch those legs out so we can get a nice stretch on both sides. From here, let's reach the arms up nice and high one more time. Lifting the chin, open the throat. Take the hands to the back of the head. Really think about those elbows pushing towards separate walls, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Let's dip the chin to chest, elbows to ears, start to round down through the spine. And then when you get to a point that is comfortable, start to come all the way back up again. And then once you're there, open out those elbows, lift through the chin. And then let's repeat, chin to chest, elbows to ears, start to round down through the spine. And then come all the way back up. Open those elbows out, drop that right elbow down, stretch through that left side as the left elbow lifts towards the ceiling. See if you can keep that torso nice and straight. Obviously the shoulders are going to move. And then switch out, left elbow comes down, right elbow is going to lift. Nice. And then back to center. From here, release the arms. Going to take the hands behind us, fingertips to the back of the room, just walking them away. If you need to be up on something to give you a little bit of lift, then do. Roll the shoulder heads back. And then from here, begin to just open the throat as you release the head. Back, keeping control still, just finding that release. And then slowly bringing chin back towards chest. Walk those hands forward. And then we're going to walk them all the way towards the front. Spider up the fingertips. Inhale, lift and lengthen so you have that lovely long spine. Push down into the fingertips to anchor the bottom back. And then when you're ready, start to walk those fingertips forward a little bit more. And then take an inhale, just lift and lengthen one more time. And then when you're ready, exhale, walk those fingertips forward, coming to a point that is comfortable for you. If you want to keep the palms lifted and push down through the fingertips, you might get a little bit more movement so that the sit bones are connecting to the block. And then keep the neck nice and relaxed, using the breath to help you. Walk the hands to the right hand side. Left hand can place on top of the right. Drop that left shoulder. And then walk the hands through center and over to the left hand side. Right hand places on left, dipping that right shoulder. And then coming all the way back, walk the hands back through center and all the way in. We're going to get rid of the block for a moment. We're going to take the bottom to the mat and we're going to just take that block in between our knees if you want a little bit of strength, and if you're not that fussed, then don't worry about it. So we're going to take the feet flat. We're going to take we're thinking about laying out nice and long on the mat. Knees are flat, feet are flat and knees are towards the ceiling. and then pop the block between the knees. Okay, we're going to squeeze that block so that we can find that inner thigh activation. And then we're going to just pelvic tilt. So lifting the bottom and lowering again. As we lift, we engage the core, we squeeze the glutes, we push through the heels. The inner thighs are gripping the block. Up to you, depending on how wide your hips are, whether you go for the long edge or the short edge. Either way, keep squeezing that block. And then we start to come up to the midpoint of the back and then roll all the way back down. Keeping that core tight as we draw in. Coming up towards the shoulders. And then all the way back down. And then this time we stay at the shoulders. Pause there, squeeze through the glutes. The hands can be down, just lightly pressing into the mat. Glutes are squeezing, hips are lifting, heels are pushing down, and the inner thighs are working hard. We're going to drop the bottom to a hover and squeeze to lift. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower all the way back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And once you're there, you can release the block to the side of you. This time around, bring the knees up now so the feet are off the floor and the knees are stacked over the top of the hips. Okay, and then from here, you can keep the hands by the side of you. We're just going to extend the right leg away, bring it back in, and then the left leg away. Okay, so up to you how quick or slow you do this. If you can get into a nice rhythm, that would be fab. And then if you want a little bit more, you can then lift the shoulders. Just finding that extra bit of core work there. Extending away each time, that core working hard, lower back pushing down into the mat. And then we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time bring the knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug together. Make some nice little circles on the lower back, just releasing any tension that might have gathered there. And allowing your body just to resettle, doing what it needs in that moment. Okay, when you're ready, take those feet nice and flat. We're going to take the right leg, we're going to ankle and cross it over the top of that left knee. Just start by just opening the right knee out, finding that little bit of opening through the hip. You're super flexible, living in a really flexy body. This might not even notify your hip that anything's happening. So if that's the case, then just come straight in, start drawing that left knee in towards the body. Interlace the fingers behind that left knee and draw in. That right elbow can come onto the inner right thigh. And then start pushing through both heels. Take a moment here just to find that really deep hip stretch. Maybe a slight sway from side to side if that feels good. And then if you want to add in a little bit of core work, you can lift the head, the shoulders, pushing that lower back down into the mat. And then beginning to allow the head to come back down. If it's lifted, that left foot can come down now. Slide the right leg all the way over the top of the left and then draw both knees in towards you. So you're in a cross-legged position. Maybe the hands are just coming just below the knees onto the shins. Maybe you can take hold of the ankles or to the outside of the feet. And we're just going to start to find that deep, deep stretch into the glutes and the outside of that right thigh. Keep the shoulders back and find that openness through the chest. Neck is relaxed, maybe a slight dip of the chin to the chest to lengthen the neck. And breathe. Use those exhales to just come a little bit closer towards your edge. And notice if you're holding your breath, or maybe your jaw is clenched, maybe just loosen up a little bit, finding a slightly easier option for you today. Releasing off, we're going to just bring those feet nice and flat. From here, left ankle is going to cross over the top of that right knee, opening out towards that left side as that knee begins to open. We start to find that movement through the hip. If that is fine and you want a little bit more, bring that right knee in towards you, interlace the fingers behind that right knee, and then use that left elbow as leverage. If you want a little bit more core work, then start to lift the shoulders and the head, lower back pushing down into the mat. It's always nice to take a bit of a body scan here, noticing whether one side was a little bit more comfortable than the other. Using the breath to bring that right knee a little bit closer to you each time. And then releasing the hands behind that knee. Bring that right foot flat, cross that left leg over the top of the right. From here, engage the core, bring the knees in towards you. Grab hold of whatever is available. That might be shins, ankles, feet, clothing, whatever you've got. And just draw those feet in towards you. You want to find that nice deep stretch into the glute on that left side and the outside of that left thigh. Think about dipping the chin to chest ever so slightly to keep the neck long. I find a very controlled wobble from side to side. Feels really good for me. Maybe it does for you. Okay, when you're ready, just releasing that off. We're going to start to rock and roll on the spine. Just take a moment to really enjoy this. So don't think of it as a transition. Just think of it as something that just feels great to do. And then when you're ready, cross those ankles, come straight towards your table. Okay, so with the hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, and knees underneath hips. Just start to move through some cat-cows in whichever way that looks to you. For me at the moment, I am really enjoying a child's pose as part of that, but maybe you are not. So you can always opt for a more traditional cat-cow. And then thinking about reversing that off, seeing what that looks like for you. And then maybe starting to take some movement through the shoulders, maybe thinking about a figure of 8, seeing how that feels for your body, or maybe taking the spine in circular motion, whatever feels good for you. And then wherever you're at, just considering moving back in the other direction. For me, my figure of 8 in the other direction is not an 8. I don't know what it is. And that's okay because it's my movement. Okay, and then when you're ready, just plant those hands down nice and firm. Set your table up. Okay, we're going to send that right leg away and extending it away, pushing through the heel. Really think about drawing the belly under. Lengthen the neck as we gaze between the hands. Lifting that right leg now. We're going to take that right leg behind over towards the left side and then extend it out towards the right. Just finding that really nice fluid movement here. Want to be mindful not to take any pressure into the lower back. So doing what feels good. don't move too close to that edge, just thinking of it as far more of a fluid movement than working towards an edge. And then when you're ready, take that right leg back so it's back where it belongs. Left arm's going to come alongside the ear. Reach forward, push back. This time we're going to take it wide. Arm comes wide, right leg comes wide. Keep the body down the center line. Back to center and then knee to elbow and away. We'll go for 3 of these. So take it nice and wide. Hold it there. Take a breath. Back to center. Knee to elbow, crunch it in, send it away. And then last one, taking it nice and wide. Back to center, knee to elbow and send it away. Fab. Left hand's going to come down. Let's bring that right foot through the hands. So we're in a low lunge here. Just take a moment with the hands connected to the mat to just allow those hips to move forward. It's nice and safe with the hands down. Feels pretty good. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come up into a low warrior 1. So bring the arms high, reaching the hands nice and high. Take the gaze up and then begin to move those pinky fingers around towards one another to drop the shoulder blades back and down, finding a little bit of space around the shoulders. From here, we're going to find a warrior 2. So we're going to turn the hips to the long edge of the mat. So taking the left foot out as a kickstand, allowing those hips to open to the long edge of the mat. Bring those arms away from you. Think about the strength in those shoulders to lift the arms. Taking the gaze over those front fingertips. I want you to think about that right knee opening out. So you've got that really nice opening through the hip. Separating the shoulders as you reach forward and back. And then take an inhale, reach all the way forward. Find that lovely length. Take the palm on that right hand towards the ceiling. Left hand comes behind you. Come to a reverse warrior as you reach the right arm up. Keep that bend in the front knee. And then begin to take that right arm all the way over the top. Thinking about lifting all the time, not dumping down into the left hand or into the lower back, but lifting the chest, find that openness. Okay, back into your warrior 2. Right elbow comes to the thigh. Bring that left arm all the way over, finding that really nice stretch from the fingertips all the way down the side of that left side of the body, that's the word. Keep that right shoulder away from the ear. Okay, from here, we're going to take both hands to the either side of the left foot. Bring that left foot in line with the knee. Okay, so we're back in our lunge. From here, we're going to take that left knee, and lift it and take the right foot back to join the left in a plank. We're going to hold it here for a moment. Going to count you down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down. Bring the feet together and the knees as wide as the mat. Find a wide-legged child's pose. You can bring the hands away from you, walk them forward, spider up the fingertips and bring the chest down nice and low. Always an option to use a block to bring the forehead to if that's more comfortable. Okay, walking yourself back in towards your table. Bring those knees together. All right, from here, let's extend that left leg away. Push through the heel. Keep those hips level. Body down the center line and the gaze between the hands so the neck is long. Draw the belly under. Okay, from here, let's lift that left leg. Keep pushing through the heel. And then open that left leg out to the side and then draw it all the way behind you. It's just finding that movement through that left leg, being mindful not to play into the lower back. A little bit of oblique work going on here as that left leg is moving from side to side. And then when you're ready, bring that left leg back, nice and stationary. Keep pushing through the heel. Draw that belly in and then extend that right arm alongside the ear. Nice and strong. Reach forward, push back. When you're ready, we're going to take it wide. Keep that body down the center line. Core is tight. Back to center, knee to elbow or elbow to knee. Crunch it in, take it away. Okay, 2 more. Let's take it wide. Back to center, knee to elbow and away. Last one, take it wide. Back to center, knee to elbow, and then take it away. Right hand's going to come down. Let's take that left foot through the hands. With the hands down, just take a moment to move into that lunge, just finding what feels good for you. And then when you're ready, take the arms high, finding your warrior 1. Bring those fingers, little fingers in towards one another. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Nice stretch down the front of that hip flexor on the right side. Take the gaze to the ceiling, open through the throat. Okay, and then we're going to open into our warrior 2. Take that right knee, the right foot, out as a kickstand, and then open the hips out to the long edge of the mat. We're going to reach the left fingertips forward and the right back, and we're going to really open through that left hip. Tuck the tailbone under, grow tall through the crown of the head, separate through those shoulder blades. Okay, from here, reach forward as far as you can. Drop the right hand, turn the palm of the left hand to the ceiling. Begin to lift. As you do, be mindful to keep that front knee bent. As we come into our reverse warrior, start to bring that left hand up and over, but keep lifting. As we lift, we're lifting and stretching as opposed to dumping into the lower back. There should be pretty much no weight through that right hand. Take a moment here. And then when you're ready, bring that left elbow towards the knee, lift that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then all the way over. Find that deep stretch down that right side body. Keep breathing here. And then when you're ready, take the right hand down, take the left hand down, draw that left foot back, come back towards your table. From here, we're going to tuck the toes, we're going to hover the knees, find your hovered table. If this feels a little bit strong, you can keep the knees connected to the mat. We're going to just hang out here for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chest to thighs. Sit back into the heels, but keep the knees lifted if you can. Find that deep stretch through the underside of the feet. And then when you're ready, float the bottom high. Pedal out the heels one at a time. As you do, lift each foot, take circles with the ankles, and then plant that foot down and repeat on the other side. The next time you do it, see if you can take those circles in the opposite direction. Maybe one side feels a little bit better than the other. When you're ready, just start to pedal those heels a little bit quicker this time, wiggling through the lower back. And then plant those feet down firmly. We're going to take that right hand and we're going to move it towards the left ankle or calf. Come into a little bit of a twist here. If you can't reach it, you can always use a strap, or you can just take that right hand towards the left foot. It doesn't really matter. And then switch out, right hand comes down, left hand comes towards that right foot. Think about bending at the elbow to draw the ribs towards the right side. And then take the left hand down. Going to take the right foot towards the ceiling. Open the hips to the right side, drop that right foot towards the bottom, squeeze the glutes, quad stretch, groin stretch. And then a bit of core work as we take right knee high on the right elbow, to the left, over to the right. This time we're going to take the right leg high, three-legged dog. We'll go one more time. Right knee, right elbow, left, right, three-legged dog. This time the right foot's going to come through the hands. All right, from here, just taking your time to just move through the hips. When you're ready, we're going to just bring that left foot in slightly, turning those toes to about 45 degrees. And then when you're ready, thinking about lengthening through the body, take the hands to the hips, bring the chest up slightly, and shove the bottom back to get a deep stretch down that back right leg. Sorry. Gaze down to keep the neck nice and long. And then from here, that left hand can either come to the mat or to a block. And then we're going to twist towards the right side and lift that right hand high. Okay, coming all the way back down, bring the hands to the hips, lengthen one more time. Imagine you've got that tray of drinks on your back. And then take a bend through that front knee, bring the hands down. We're going to take the feet back towards the back of the mat. Find your down dog again, start to pedal through the heels. And then when you're ready, that left leg is going to lift. Reach the toes towards the ceiling. And then open the hips out to the left. Bring that left foot towards the bottom. Glutes are squeezing, pushing the hips forward. Groin stretch, quad stretch as that left foot comes towards the bottom. And now a little bit of core work. That left knee high on the left elbow. To the right side, over to the left. And three-legged dog. Okay, one more. Left knee high on that left elbow, to the right side, to the left side, three-legged dog. And now that left foot is going to come through the hands. From here, step that back foot in slightly, toes pointing out just a little bit. We're going to bring the hands to the hips. Lengthen through the crown of the head towards the front wall, and then straighten through that left leg. Careful not to lock it out. If you want to keep it a soft bend, then please do. Keeping those hips nice and level. Hands are on the hips so they tell us when they're starting to move around to the left side. Draw that left hip back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Find that space between the vertebrae. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the right hand towards the block or towards the floor. Turn the gaze, lift through that left arm towards the ceiling. Taking the gaze to wherever feels good for you. And then gaze comes back, all the way back round. Take a soft bend into that left knee. And take the hands down towards the mat. From here, we're going to just start to walk the hands round. Take a wide-legged stance on your mat. I'm going to turn my face the other way. No one wants that view. Okay, so finding that wide-legged stance on your mat. Thinking about pushing the outer edges of the feet down. Really switch on the stretch in the inner thigh. Push the bottom back. And then lengthen through the crown of the head. Really take that gaze down to lengthen the neck. Take an inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. And then as you exhale, imagine the crown of the head meeting the point between both your feet.
You can always walk the hands between the legs to get a little bit of traction to help you move through, or take the hands to the outer edges of the feet and then bend through the elbows to draw the chest through. Okay, from here, we're going to take the right hand down and we're going to lift that left hand towards the ceiling. Or if it feels good for you, wrap that arm all the way around to touch the top of that right thigh. If you're a little bit sore in the wrist, then spider up the fingertips to give you a little bit more length, and then push the bottom towards the back wall. And then let's switch it out. Bring that left hand all the way round. Option to spider the fingertips. Right arm is going to lift. Bring the ribs round towards the right side. And then that arm can wrap all the way round to touch the top of that left thigh, just to give you a little bit more movement through the shoulder. Bottom pushes back towards the back wall. From here, we're going to bring the hands back to center. Drop through that right knee. Take the toes up towards the ceiling on the left side. Block can come underneath the heel if the heel is lifting or a little bit wobbly. And then take that right hand down and find that side body stretch as you reach that left arm all the way over. Taking the toes on the left side towards the ceiling. That nice openness from the heel all the way to the fingertips. And then bringing your hands back down to the mat. Use your strength or a shove through the hands and move yourself over towards the other side. As you drop through that left knee, take the toes on the right side to the ceiling. Use the block underneath that left heel. If you need to, left hand down, right arm is going to lift. And then take the gaze to wherever is comfortable for you. Okay, bringing the hands down. Get rid of that block for a moment. We're going to take the hands down and then bring the bottom back up. We're going to heel toe the feet in and drop the bottom down into a squat. Take a moment just to move through one foot and then the other, just allowing a little bit of movement through the hips. And then once you're happy, you can always sit yourself down on a block or pop them underneath your heels if they're not quite balanced. And then bring that chest up so you've got this lovely open chest, nice long spine, lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Bring those elbows to the inner thighs. Just take a moment. Okay. When you're ready, just lifting the bottom off the block if that's where you are. Bring the bottom down. And then we're going to slowly make our way down towards our final Savasana. So if you need to pop a jumper on or get a blanket at this point, then do. And if you want to make it slightly more challenging as you get down, then feel free to use boat or dish. So whilst you're just resting or becoming rested, just allow yourself to just take a moment to reset. Maybe some windscreen wiper legs from side to side. Maybe you curl yourself up into a ball. Just really listen to what your body's asking you to do in these final moments, just to reset. And then today we're going to draw our class to an end by just taking a bit of a body scan and having that time to do that. So if it's up to you, you can keep the legs long, or maybe you take the feet wide, like towards the edges of the mat, and bring the knees in if you want to kind of take a little bit of pressure off of the hips. So just taking a moment to settle. Maybe the arms are out as cactus arms. Maybe you're feeling a little warm today. You want a little bit more openness through the body. Options here. Pick one that suits you, and then when you're ready, just close off the eyes. So the first thing we're going to do is just start to take our mind back to our breathing. Just visualizing the breath coming in and then the breath leaving you again. And then we start at the feet, noticing the sensation of the contact points between the skin and the mat. Imagining all of the walking and the movement you've done today, and knowing that this is just a time to rest. We move up the legs one at a time. And as we do, we think about everything they've allowed us to do in the day. Our next breath is gratitude as we send them towards the legs, towards the hips. And as we exhale, we find that heaviness through the hips and sink a little bit further down into the mat. And move up the spine, bit by bit, a vertebrae at a time. And the crown of the head reaches up towards that back wall, just to lengthen just a little bit more. You feel that heaviness through the spine, connecting to the mat. And the shoulders, maybe back and down, maybe open in cactus arms. Wherever you're at, just finding that openness through the chest, the heart. And we breathe in and we breathe out. Maybe fingertips are curled in, maybe shoulders are relaxing. And as we move up the arms, we travel up the nape of the neck all the way over to the top of the crown of the head. And as we take an inhale, we lengthen just a little bit more. And as we exhale, take the opportunity to sigh that breath away. Use it as a cleansing breath. We take the journey over the forehead between the eyebrows. We allow them to part. We travel down the bridge of the nose and end up at the lips. We take a moment to think about everything that you've done today, all the communication that you have used your mouth for, the silences and the words. The tongue rolls back slightly into the mouth, nice and relaxed through the jaw. And here we take a moment just to remember our intention from the beginning of our practice today. Take a moment here. Simply breathing in and simply breathing out. When you're ready, I'm going to start to bring our awareness back to the room, back to the moment. Start by making any movements or adjustments that you might need to. A wiggle of the fingertips, maybe shake through the hands, through the feet. Just taking a moment there. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up to a seated position. And I will be there